Alright, what's going on, y'all? I got some bad news. Got some real bad news. And I hate to have to tell you this. I hate to have to be the one to tell y'all this, but you might have to be a one-man army. You're gonna have to be. You're gonna have to be a one-man army. It's just too many variables that go into you coming from where you come from and how you've gotten to where you are and all of the methods that you've used to succeed for people to actually genuinely deep down and authentically want to actually help you achieve your personal goal. And I hate to have to say this because it's unfortunate that and never mind all of the other problems that we have in different kind of communities as far as working together and being able to get things done, but I'm just talking about in a granular sense when it comes to athletes and them being able to find community after they finish playing sports. You're gonna have to be a one-man army because a lot of the things that you deal with, a lot of the challenges that you'll face, a lot of the deficiencies that you have, you won't be as easily relatable to somebody that spent a lot of time being primed to go into civilian life or go into corporate world or the working world, and it's kind of going in with somewhat of an idea of what to expect. You're going to deal with people not liking you because of how confident you are, not liking you because of how confident you are, even when you don't know what it is that you're doing. And then you'll have people that will not like you because you'll have enough humility to say that you don't know what you're doing with confidence to figure it out and get insight from somebody who does know what they're doing. So that's one thing. Another reason why you got to be a one-man army, because in that situation, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. You're just gonna have to do it on your own. You're gonna have to achieve your goal on your own. Take whatever little help that people can and are willing to offer you, and really capitalize on that and make the best of it. And keep in the back of your mind the knowing and understanding that that's not the norm. That situation is an outlier, and just be grateful that it happened, because many times it could be people that have seen you progress through these stages and get all the way to this point. It could be people that you share a bed with that could have resentment for you or not really want to pour into you as much as they say that they would, or express that they do, just out of that slight resentment of the experiences that you've had and the way that you've attacked life up until this point, and maybe out of them feeling like you've been privileged up until this point. To a certain extent, you have been privileged, but that privilege wasn't given. That privilege was earned. You made good on your natural talents and abilities. You honed those skills. You refined yourself and put yourself in a position to where you could get yourself to a level of excellency that would afford you the opportunity to get an education, get a high-level education, and travel the country and meet tons of other great people and great individuals like yourself. But once all of that stops, then you got to get acclimated with the people who haven't had those opportunities on that scale. Other people may have had those opportunities. Some people may be well off and they may have gotten an opportunity to travel and go to different countries and study abroad and things like that. But even still, the experience of traveling and playing and experiencing as an athlete is unmatched. It's unmatched, and nothing can compare to it. No amount of affluence or wealth can compare to it, because it's such a unique experience. But you're gonna have to do it on your own. You're gonna have to do it on your own. People will resent you. People will feel some type of way about you, like I talked about in my other videos, just from how you approach things. And that's not to say that you don't get better and you don't improve your approach and how you go into situations with people who may not be used to how you operate. But you have to be cautious and wary about who you confide in, who you share certain things with, plans, ambitions, who you even show your excitement to, or your genuine contentment, because even that, even though it's not bothering anybody or harming anything, that could set them off or trigger them in a way where they just get irritated or annoyed. It's just a one-man army thing is what I've been, I've just been thinking about it. And I would like to call myself a one-man army in my mind. Obviously, I've had help along the way. I've had help from various people. I've had help from various family members. I've had help from my wife. I've had help from friends. But deep down inside, you have to kind of have this sovereign mindset. You are the governor of yourself, your thought, speech, and action. And you're completely and 100% responsible for yourself and all of the outcomes that you bring about. And if you can keep that mindset, then you won't be so disappointed and frustrated when you can't find community outside of sports, or you can't quite find people who think like you, or you can't find people to collaborate with you because of whatever differences. But that's the biggest thing. I know I've faced years and years of frustration trying to find community, trying to find someone as intense as me in certain areas and on certain levels, and just not being able to really find it ever. And I think I'm just now coming to the conclusion that I'm okay with that, and I need to stop yearning and searching for that, because I believe it's a search that I don't think it'll ever yield any results, because who's to say that I'm not being overly critical of people and allowing them in my space and in my thought process, and allowing myself to be comfortable with them. But I think it's best to just have that sovereign mindset, that self-governance mindset. I know that we got used to playing in crowds and being on teams and fighting for goals as a group, being able to share the same sentiment as other people when it comes to working towards certain things. But outside of this civilian world, in this corporate life, in this real world outside of sports, it's not the same. And we've all had different experiences. Some have had exponentially more differentiated experiences than others. But it's a cold game. It's a cold game, especially for somebody that was a former athlete. But I think if you come to the conclusion that, hey, it's me, myself, and I. Obviously, I have people to help me, but I'm going to myself first. I think you can be successful. I think you can end up having success. So, this is one thing I wanted to leave y'all with. You gotta be a one-man army. You gotta rely on yourself. Don't ever get too high. Don't ever get too low. Don't get your hopes up from the words that people say. Always pay attention to concrete actions. And when you pay attention to those concrete actions, then you'll know who's really for you, who's really in your corner, and who really wants you to succeed. So if you don't take anything from this video, take that with you. Be a sovereign human, governance of yourself, and just keep attacking. Just remember, the competition is still on. Train accordingly. I'm out.